Mr. Mwanza, another thing that obviously is of concern here is what then happens to the individuals who were holding their money in Investrust Bank. And I do understand from information around the economic workings of things. Once there's speculation around such information with people's money, a panic sort of ensues with people wanting to withdraw their money, and all this happening at the same time does have its economic effects on the financial system. What then does happen in a situation like this where a bank is declared insolvent and it's taken over by the central bank? What happens to the money of the people who are keeping it in there and the people who are banking with that particular institution?
So in this case, this is where we really would do call for calmness, call for patience, because whatever action that follows will be informed by what the Banking and Financial Services Act says. So let's start from the mandate. There was a repossession in line with the mandate of the Banking and Financial Services Act. So after that, what will follow again is basically what are the next steps for the next 90 days. So the central bank will sit down with the provision administrator they will have to appoint to prepare a statement of affairs. This is where they will list the assets of the bank, and then they also list the liabilities of the bank. Now, for a bank, one of the core liabilities is customer deposits, and that's where your question comes in. What happens to those customer deposits in the interim or in the next 90 days? Painfully, they will have to patiently wait until that process is concluded. That's when the central bank will then advise the way forward in terms of the next steps that they will recommend, whether they will recommend restructuring or they will find an off-taker or another institution that will be interested in taking off over some of the assets of the bank, or probably to be dead end, which is really not something that we want to see, because if it's a dead end, that means the Insolvent Act will be invoked and the process of liquidation then kicks in. And it's not just a one-night thing. It takes time. They have to match the assets they have against the liabilities, and then they will have to distribute those in line with the Insolvency Act. They are priority creditors in line with the distribution. And people may, at that point in time, not one we want to see, they will then have to be paid in accordance with the amount they have and the amount that will be available in terms of the liquidity that will match the liability that the bank was holding. So it could be a painful process, long, but let's wait and see and get more guidance from the central bank after the 90-day period, upon which they will be expected to prepare a statement of affairs to fully understand what assets and liabilities the bank was holding.